How healthy is the community in which you live? The community in which you work? Is it thriving? Is it just surviving? Or is it dying? Community life or spirit in some of our cities, towns and villages is declining at an alarming rate. Local people feel disconnected, unrepresented and powerless to protect what makes their neighbourhood special. And those feelings accelerate as communities across the country begin to lose basic services such as post offices, surgeries, shops, libraries and schools at a record rate. The term Clone Town Britain is becoming an ever more accurate description of communities where a few supermarket and coffee shop chains dominate, while the greengrocers, the fishmongers and the butcher disappear. Yet people still want the personal connection. They want to know who their shop owners are. They want to buy local food and drink and support their local businesses. They want to know who their neighbours are. Time spent volunteering, taking part in groups or performing other civic activities in their communities is in decline. Turnouts at local elections are low, suggesting many voters feel disenfranchised or powerless. Our communities can be lonely places too. More than 3 million people in the UK over the age of 65 sometimes go more than a week without seeing a friend, a neighbour or a family member. Almost 2 million people have contact less than once a month. Local news is essential to the health of our communities. Local newspapers used to sustain community, but print newspapers are in terminal decline, with detrimental consequences for communities up and down the country. It is predicted that between 1/3 and a half of the UK's local and regional newspapers will have closed by 2014. The death of the local paper affects people across communities in different ways. Elderly people who may not be as internet literate are neglected. Community events, anniversaries, birthdays and deaths go unnoticed. Without local journalists, who will probe and scrutinise local issues and local councils? Scrutiny is vital to a healthy democracy and to healthy local government. Local, independent, trustworthy news reporting provides a crucial link between communities and their leaders. Local leaders should be held to account, and the availability of local news helps make this happen. All news starts off local. Without local journalists reporting on court cases, quizzing the managers of NHS trusts, sitting through inquests, or badgering the local bobbies, democracy and accountability in Britain would not be possible. There is no substitute for independent, trustworthy and reliable local journalism. The future of news is online. More than 40% of people say they now get their national and international news from the internet. The future of community, it is said, is also online. Facebook, for example, is now used by nearly 500 million people throughout the world. But more than 8 million adults in the UK have never used the internet. Those already at a social or financial disadvantage are more likely to be offline and missing out on the benefits that digital technologies can provide. 39% are over the age of 65, 38% are unemployed, 48% of people with disabilities are offline, 47% of those living in households earning less than £11,000 do not use the internet, compared to just 4% of those who have an income of more than £30,000. These people will be even more isolated and disadvantaged as we move ever faster into digital-only services. And the north of England has the highest concentration of working-age people who are offline. Yet technology links us together and creates community like never before. So, what if, in just one community, just one locality, one neighbourhood, we could bring online and offline communities together? What if we could create real-world networks by replicating online social networks, reconnecting neighbours and activating communities? It's time to change our mindset from one that shields people from using the internet to one that helps empower them to get online and enjoy all the benefits. Creating and reinforcing social networks through the internet supports stronger community and reduces isolation. The largest increase in Facebook usage today, for example, is amongst the older sections of the population. There are now over 2 million active users of Facebook in the UK who are over the age of 50. Around half of all internet users say that using the internet increases their contact with friends or family who live further away, and around 1/4 say that their contact with friends who live nearby has actually increased. Another study has found that people who use social networking, compared with those who do not, have closer relationships, are more politically active, and receive more emotional support than typical internet users. And a third piece of research suggests that internet use can enable some older people to remain living at home for longer. So what if we could bring the benefits of digital technologies and social networking connections to even more people through cheap, affordable and accessible technologies, giving older people or those with disabilities access to the off and online community around them? We are wired to connect, and social networking and other digital technologies can become the means by which people find and cultivate relationships, a lifeline to people isolated in their homes by illness, age, or even shyness. What if we could unlock and provide a platform for the talent and creative potential and energy within a community? From journalism, photography and film, to music, creative writing and visual arts. What if we could give a community the online tools to inspire and spark change, an opportunity for those who feel excluded and disenfranchised, an opportunity to bring people-powered change to their local environment and local businesses, increasing community cohesion and civic action? What if we could empower everyday citizens to raise the issues that are important to them, find solutions and connect with the places and people around them? What if we could use the talent, skills and brainpower of a local university to empower and mobilise a local community, co-producing knowledge, sharing wisdom? What if we could teach a community the skills, the tools and techniques of journalism, exploring new forms of journalism and opportunities for a new kind of local journalism, sustainable journalism, social journalism, where the journalist is no longer the sole storyteller? What if we could use the same techniques as Facebook, Twitter and Google to help the local businesses in a community, helping them listen to and respond to the voice of local customers through the sharing of data and information? What if, through all these small but important steps, we could create a sustainable, self-financing model for communities across a city, across a country? Well, we've already begun. What if you joined us?